All right, good morning, guys. How we doing? CPI data today. Hold on one second. So CPI data is at 8:30 a.m. So in about 30 minutes, 8:30 Eastern time. We'll be here, see what the live reaction is. So nice, a nice move yesterday. Made a lot of sense. Nice technical breakout. Sort of everything we talked about. Just a nice setup. Very upset with the fact that I did not hold on to my Nvidia trade. I opened an Nvidia swing trade Monday, got out of it Monday because I wasn't confident in it, and I should have been confident. I should have been confident in the play, but that's just a learning lesson. The market volatility has made it a little bit difficult to trust some of these moves, and that was one that I wish I could have back. But anyways, we'll see what happens today. I definitely traded some Nvidia yesterday, looking to see if I can get a swing trade on it today, actually, if we get a little bit of a pullback. So I'll show you guys that today. What else? So just a nice move across a lot of stocks. A lot of stocks sort of setting up, a lot of stocks sitting at key support levels. It's going to be interesting to see, do we get any type of momentum? So let's go ahead and start this out with the calendar, and then we'll take a break at 8:30, and we'll look at what else is going on. We'll see what the reaction is as well. And we think we'll push through. Yeah, I mean Google. I actually had Google yesterday. I tried to trade it yesterday. Was actually profitable on it. Didn't take profits. Ended up breaking even. So that's another missed trade for me. Thought it would continue higher with the Nasdaq. I felt like the Nasdaq was going to be strong yesterday. Thought Google would move with it. It did not, and that's just sort of unfortunate again. So it's been a little bit, up and down, choppy. But yesterday was a good day for the market. Let's take a look at what's going on. So futures, as always, economic earnings calendar. All we really need to worry about for the economic calendar is today at 8:30 CPI data. That's going to be massive. On the side of earnings calendar, we had some earnings this morning. I'll go ahead and pull them up for you guys real quick just to get a quick reminder of what sort of reported this morning. Because it's 8 o'clock Eastern. It's 8:30 Eastern. So guys, it depends on your time zone. It's 8:30 Eastern time. It's 8 o'clock right now. So here's earnings for this morning. We had Walt Disney, Uber, Twilio last night. Twilio was huge. Walt Disney did well also. So MGM did well. So a lot of good reports there. Sonos did well also when I looked at it. Coca-Cola this morning, Pepsi this morning. Those actually are doing pretty well. That's actually helping the Dow out a little bit, it seems. Datadog did well as also. That's one that I sort of want to watch today. Datadog, pretty big mover when it starts to get going. After hours today, Affirm, Twitter, Zillow. Affirm is going to be interesting. We'll look at it later. So that's the earnings. That's the economic news. Don't want to spend too much time there because we want to try to get in as much as we can before. Sorry, guys, got phlegm in my throat this morning. Before the CPI data. So Disney, Roku, Netflix. We have a little bit of a sympathy move on Disney, on Roku and Netflix because of Disney. So we'll look at those. Twilio, very big earnings move. We'll take a look at that one, see where it is on the daily chart. Nvidia over 260. So we were talking about Nvidia over that 260, and yesterday it got over and it broke out very large. The reason it really got a lot of momentum is because this was a daily breakout zone. So very nice move on Nvidia. Definitely looking for more upside on that one. I think this one is setting up really nicely. Roblox, another one that's setting up pretty nicely in my opinion. They had some news yesterday with the NFL. Maybe that's a catalyst for this thing to start getting bought up again. So let's take a look at Roblox. Apple pushed up to that 177. Really didn't have much of a day yesterday. I think it's just getting stuck under that resistance. So we're going to see Apple at 177. Affirm off the lows. So Affirm is bouncing off all-time lows. That I'm not too confident in Affirm in this environment, but I think it's at least worth watching, especially post earnings if there's any type of sympathy. any type of continuation, I think a firm is worth watching for trades, for sure. Facebook finally got its bounce yesterday, finally got some catalyst. It seems like the catalyst came from, I was in the chat and you guys were telling me Mr. Wonderful was on CNBC pumping Facebook, and it seems like that was all Facebook needed to start moving higher. So we'll see if that continues today. And then Snow. Snow is definitely one I'm interested in, sitting at a very key level. Want to see if it breaks out today. In general, guys, there are a lot of charts out there that are starting to look pretty nice. This is around the time where I start to get interested again on taking some swing trades. Now, I'm not 100% confident just yet with where this market is, especially with data coming out this morning, but there are definitely a lot of stocks on their daily charts, on their weekly charts that look really good for setups. And I want to try to catch at least a few of these. So I'm going to definitely look through them. Maybe I'll make a video, maybe tonight's video or, a video this weekend will be about some swing trades that I'm eyeing, if you guys would like that. I'm definitely getting excited because after a big market fall, like we've seen, sometimes these are the best opportunities. So we'll see what happens. After that, we'll look at what the members want to look at. If you guys are a member of the YouTube channel, make sure to go ahead and put your tickers in the Google Docs for us to look at the end of the live stream. So we have that up right now, and it looks like we have a few in there already. So if you guys if you guys are a member, make sure to go ahead and put your tickers there. Yes, we will be here at 8:30 when the news releases. So Nasdaq, just another nice day, another nice little high. I guess you could say this sort of solidified a higher low for now. We need to still break that higher high. That's the problem, right? We still do not have the higher high. So if we go to the hourly chart, this is a very interesting chart. So we sort of found support here around that 14.4. We bounced off of it, and you guys can see we sort of put in that higher low right here. You can sort of say that higher low is starting to look pretty good. We got over the resistance at 14.8 yesterday, and like we talked about, if we get over that resistance, I expect some upside. So you guys can see what happened the last time we got over resistance. We got about a 2-day push to the upside. Now we got that resistance push yesterday, and we have to see, do we get another push? Now the only thing, if we didn't have CPI data today, then I would say yes, we probably do push once again. But of course CPI is going to throw a little bit of a wrench in that plan. We'll see what happens. Maybe it helps. Maybe it helps the market continue, or maybe it pushes us back down. We'll have to see. There's no way to predict that. So a very nice breakout of 14.8 yesterday, guys. You can see it right here. Big resistance breakout yesterday. 5-minute chart. You guys can see when we got over it in the pre-market. Very clear, very defined, right there. Big breakout. Big push over this resistance, and just a nice continuation yesterday. To my surprise, we're actually holding up very nicely this morning. You guys can see nice little hold here, sort of curling higher, pushing higher, holding up pretty well. This will be a pretty important level today, right here. If we do not hold this level here at 14,970, then I would assume you probably start to move lower, especially if this is on CPI. You guys can see right here, 14,970. That's a support level that I would like to see hold today. You can see a little double bottom here in the after hours. That would be a nice level to hold. If it does not, then you probably move back into this area between 970 and 820. The biggest thing for me moving forward is a hold above 14,820, 14,800. I do not want to see the market break down back below this previous resistance. I do not want to see the market break back down below this previous resistance. I want to see it turn into support. I want to see it turn into support right there. That would be perfect for me, because that would be another previous resistance turning into support. That's exactly what happened right here. Right, this was previous resistance turning into support. I want to see that level hold. That would be fantastic. So that is what I'm keeping an eye out for. If we do get a pullback today, I just want to see 14.8 hold. That would still make me very confident in a market upside. So that's what I'm watching today, guys. CPI data, let's wait for that to come out because that's going to throw a little bit of a change here in the technicals. The key to the upside is this break. If we can get this break here, that would be big because that would be a higher high and a higher low, which would make me pretty confident in continuation if we can get through this level. So that's a level I'm watching, 15,250 and 14.8. All right. ES. So ES is right there, guys. I mean, that's ES is interesting. ES is right there at these previous highs. Look at that. Look at where we rejected yesterday. Right at those previous highs. 45.85, right there. It is very, very close. So do we get the push through 45.85? Do we get the push through 4600? That's going to be big. This is a huge level right now for the ES, guys. If the ES gets through this with some power, I think you're going to see a nice move. That's a really, really big level. So here's the 4-hour chart. You guys can see if we get through that, we have made a higher high. And I think that pushes you up to at least around this 46.60. And at that point, guys, I mean, you're literally, 2% off the highs. So this has been a very nice little comeback, very nice little higher low right here, resistance into support. Can we do it again? Can we turn that into support and continue to make higher highs and higher lows? So today, watching 45.80, 4600 to the upside right there, a little double top. Does that push through? Or do we pull back? If we do pull back, we really want to see around this 4,500 area hold as support. We don't want to see this thing drop back down to 4,430. Yeah, it could definitely be a double top. Absolutely. It could absolutely be a double top. We could definitely see this move. That's totally possible. But I do want to see us make a higher low. I don't want to see us break back below these lows, right? That would sort of kill the momentum, kill the trend that's starting to form. So you just want to see, even if we do get pullbacks, you just want to see the pullbacks be higher than the previous low. That's the key. So that's the ES. The YM is outperforming. The Dow is very strong outperformance. The Dow did it, guys. The Dow did it. I mean, the Dow did everything that you wanted it to do here. You guys can see it right here. The Dow did everything that you wanted it to do. A perfect breakout, a perfect previous resistance hold as support, and a perfect previous high breakout, potentially turning it into support. So this is just textbook right here. If you guys ever want to see what an uptrend looks like, this is a textbook uptrend, right? I know this is not going to be perfect, but this is a textbook uptrend. This is a previous low turning into a higher low, a previous high turning into a higher high. Now, I don't know if it holds, right? This may not hold. Doesn't mean it has to hold, but it's definitely something to consider. It's definitely a very nice look to see this breaking out of these previous highs. We got through those previous highs yesterday, and what I even like, even better, if I go to this, what I like even better is the fact that we broke it intraday. You guys can see we broke it intraday, and we turned it into support intraday. That gives me confidence, right? That gives me some confidence seeing that the market held this level intraday. This is yesterday's trading day. You guys can see we pushed higher, came back, could have fell below, but we did not. Held it, came back again, could have fell below, but we did not. Came back again, could have fell below, but we did not. And that gives me a little bit of confidence that this thing wants to hold above this previous resistance. So that's pretty nice. I mean, the Dow definitely looks pretty good, in my opinion. Dow definitely outperforming the overall market. Very nice move there on the Dow. At this point, if you really take it from this peak high, you are just about 3% off the highs. If you take it from like this really, where we really sort of rejected, if you ignore the big spike through, we're about 1.6% off the highs. So, I mean, you are basically 2 or 3 days away from all-time highs in the Dow if this market does the same thing it did yesterday. So, very nice stuff. Very nice stuff. Russell, this could be, I'm starting to feel like this could be a signal of something to come, because we are starting to see a lot of, I don't want to say it's solid yet, but there are definitely some stocks that have been heavily beat down that are starting to pick up some buyers. We're starting to see some buying come back into some of these speculative names. So this is a pretty nice move on the Russell, I must say. If you are, if you did buy this dip here, if you got this inverse head and shoulders, this is looking pretty good. We got a very clean higher high here. Nice push through. I think you probably move up into 2100, and then you start to find really heavy resistance. I don't expect it to get through 21. That would be pretty wild if you got right through 21. That's a big level. That's this weekly level, guys. Look at this. So, I mean, if we get through 21 here, you guys can see this is a massive, massive year-long level at 2100. If we get back above that, there's going to probably be some momentum on some of these small caps. Yeah, I mean, Russell doesn't matter too much, I agree, but if the Russell moves, that means all the bottom feeders are moving, and that's going to help the market, because all the stocks that really fell a lot are small caps and sort of names that, you would sort of correlate with the Russell. Those are the stocks that got crushed. A lot of these Russell stocks got absolutely crushed. So, I mean, you have the bottom feeders of the market. If those start to pick up and the Russell starts to pick up again, those are really the stocks that took the dip. Stocks like Apple, big cap tech, if you take out Facebook out of it because of their horrible earnings. But big cap tech, Nvidia, Facebook, Amazon, Google, I mean, those stocks are now 5%, 6% off the highs. It's really not that big of a drop. The ones that dropped 50, 40, 60, percent are all these smaller names. So let's go ahead and see what happens on the Russell. It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's definitely, you got to watch it. It's definitely important to watch. They need MOAS. That's great. All right, so Disney. Disney. Good earnings. Very good earnings. And they said they had a good increase in Disney growth and Disney Plus growth. So I was definitely wrong there. This is why I don't play earnings, because it's just a total gamble. I would have thought they didn't have good numbers on Disney Plus, but they did. And that's why no one knows what happens into earnings. The expected move, I believe, was $12. So this is going to be interesting, guys. If any of you guys have Disney calls, let me know. You can DM me, or I'm sure you guys in the chat will let me know. I'm not quite sure if calls are going to appreciate here or not. This is going to be very tight. It's right on the edge of IV crush. So this is going to be interesting, guys. I'm really not sure about this one. You are right there at the IV crush level. If I'm not mistaken, it was $12, which would make you have to get up to around 159, 160. So you are very close to that. I don't know. I would lean on the side of the implied volatility probably screwing you. But we'll see. Disney, nice earnings. If you go to the daily chart, you guys can see this had a nice move. I mean, Disney is Disney. It's definitely going to be a stock that does find some type of buying and will return. But, you guys can see we're pushing up. We're not really in a situation where I would be very confident on the stock as of right now. I mean, this is a very tough area for Disney. And the other thing that I think about when I think about Disney is the only reason that this move happened up over into 200 was a lot of momentum off of Disney Plus and a lot of, I think overhype around the stock. So I'm not so sure that Disney is, valued up here. That's the only thing I have a problem with Disney. I know this move right here was a little bit of too much momentum, too much hype. And I'm not sure. I mean, Disney could just be, correctly priced around 150, 160s, maybe 170s. We'll see what happens. I'm not too sure on Disney. Just a stock that I would long-term invest in. However, nice push. Let's see what it does here. This 160 level looks really tough. You can see it right here, right? Tough 160 level right there on Disney. You're going to want to see it break through that. So really quickly, just want to show you guys the sympathy moves. This is a sympathy move on earnings. You guys can see, look at Roku. Roku is up in the after hours. Why is that? It's because of Disney earnings. Not saying Roku is going to continue off that, but at least just keep an eye out for it. They have earnings approaching as well themselves. They are starting to curl here. I'm not a big believer in Roku right now, so I'm not going to touch this, but just want to let you guys know it is a sympathy move. That's why it's moving. Same thing with Netflix. Netflix had a little pop in the after hours as well. Looks like it gave it all back. So I'm not sure, I would be confident in that. But you guys can see we did get a little bit of sympathy moves across Netflix and Roku because of Disney earnings. So let's see if that continues. Twilio, nice move. The expected move was $30, so I think this one is going to do well. I think your call options, if you did gamble on this, are going to be up. Big move on Twilio. Did give back some of it. However, I'm just a little bit uncomfortable with where the stock sits. I don't really see a setup here. You sort of did reject some of this previous resistance. So, I'm not too sure of Twilio at this very moment, but I want to make sure you guys are aware of it. Make sure you look for earnings continuation, because the continuation move sometimes can be very, very sweet. So, Twilio earnings, good earnings yesterday, guys. Good push. I mean, on the weekly chart, you did get a very large pullback, but I just don't quite see. I mean, you're probably just holding this previous low. I just don't quite see, the clarity for upside here. It doesn't look like a chart that I would typically buy into. Like a stock like Nvidia, where you're starting to see that uptrend form. A stock like, let's say, what's another one that I've been watching? I mean, even Datadog, what I was looking at, like you guys can see this move is actually starting to occur. For Twilio, it looks like, you're starting here, but let's be a little bit careful. So at least watch Twilio, guys, for some earnings continuation after that pretty big report. Nvidia. I'm starting to think that this is potentially a fantastic opportunity on Nvidia. If you look at this 4-hour chart, I love where we held. Guys, CPI data is not out. I mean, it's like, it's in the title. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking to me. I don't know if you're talking to someone else, but guys, it comes out at 8:30 Eastern time. Would you want me to just sit here and do nothing for the next 8 minutes, or do you want to try to squeeze in as much as we can? So I'm trying to squeeze in as much as we can before 8:30. When 8:30 hits, we will change the charts to the Nasdaq, to the S&P. We'll look at the CPI data, and we'll look at the reaction. That's what we're going to do at 8:30. So until then, we're going to look at charts. We're going to get an idea of what's going on. So everyone can, that's what we're going to do. So, Nvidia, big breakout here at 260. I love this move. And I'm very, very upset that I did not take this trade here. I really am. I showed you guys in Desi trades yesterday. This was the trade that I got into. This was on Monday. Right? On Monday, I opened up a 0211 260 call for 221. Those were at $9 yesterday. So those went up almost 500%. I don't know what to say. This looked fantastic to me. I loved everything about it. Previous 240, break and retest. I should have trusted it, and I did not. And that just sucks. It sucks. I got out of it break even. And yesterday it was up 1,000 or 500%. So sucks, man. But I just didn't trust my setup, and that's just something that I have to take an L on and learn from. So it worked out beautifully. Beautiful push, nice hold, 240, push higher, off 240, above 260. Awesome move. At this point, I just want to see 260 hold. You guys can see right here. I want to see 260 hold. That would be fantastic. If we can get the 260 hold, I would definitely want to look for more upside. So let's see what happens today on Nvidia. Nice play, nice setup. I did scalp it yesterday for some nice money, so I am happy about that. But of course, I wish I went through with my original plan. But it is what it is. Here it is, Nvidia. Let's watch this thing over 260, guys. I really do believe that this could come back. We have earnings approaching, which could be really strong for Nvidia on the 16th of February. I'm definitely watching this thing for more upside. All right, we got 5 minutes. Roblox. Roblox. So, daily chart. Daily chart on Roblox. This is a very interesting level. It's a very interesting level. There's definitely going to be some opportunity off this level, in my opinion, guys. So you have this is an all-time low, right? You have all-time low, and all-time low. From me. So 65, you guys can see right here, 65. All right. Everyone here, please answer the question if you see it in the chat. If someone asks me if we're going to do CPI data, answer it in the chat for me, please. So 65, support. Very nice. You guys can see, nice little push higher. Nice push higher off 65. I believe there's going to be some opportunity. I have been continuing to buy shares in my M1 account. I'm not very happy with my entries on Roblox. They were up near the 90s. So I'm going to continue to dollar cost average into this. But I really like that 65 hold. You guys can see we are starting to get the push higher, which is very nice. Just watch out for this previous high around 71, right? You guys can see right there. You got a little bit of a 71 resistance right here. So this was the all-time low. This is a level I would like to see break, 71. If that gets a push, then I would like to see if this has some continuation, because that's a pretty big breakout level right there. Let me zoom into this on the 4-hour. Right there, guys. I mean, you can see it yourself, right? This is a pretty interesting breakout opportunity. So I'm definitely going to be watching this Roblox move. Let's see what happens over 71. If it gets over 71, there is a nice little curl going on here, and there is definitely some upside possibility here if you start to get this breakout. So Roblox, another one that I am definitely keeping an eye out for off of this all-time low, off of this little curl higher. You can see yesterday we engulfed quite a bit of price action here, right? We engulfed quite a bit of price action. The only concern is you have earnings coming up. So maybe you just want to wait until earnings. That's a possibility. We'll see what happens. All right, Apple, and then we'll get into Apple, and then we'll probably get into CPI here in about 2 minutes. So just really quickly, want to show you guys Apple. It's getting stuck here at 177. You can clearly see 177 is a tough level. Resistance. If Apple gets over 177, I believe it goes to all-time highs. Right up here. So watch 177 today, guys. We'll see what happens on CPI. We'll see if that helps it through or breaks it down. But 177 is a massive level here on Apple. Resistance. You need to get that push through 177. That is going to be very important. Very, very important. 177. Geez, 1,600 people in here. What the hell? That's why the chat's going so wild. 1,600, guys. That's huge. That's a lot of people. That's a lot more. That's like double what we usually have. So, wow. Welcome to all 1,600 people, all the new people here, all the people from Meet Kevin stream. Just kidding. Welcome. So yeah, I would assume that's why the chat's going so wild today. So we got about 40 seconds until CPI. Jeez, is it actually people from Meet Kevin? So, damn, chat's going haywire. I might blow up my computer right now. Press the like button. I mean, come on. We got 300 likes and 1,800 people. What is that? We don't accept that here. If you're here, you got to press the like button. Shout out to the Chad. All right, guys. We got about 10 seconds. and we'll see how the CPI datas look. And we'll see what the reaction here on the market is. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. Let's see the craziness. All right, we're moving down. Geez, I'm gonna have to put the chat on like members only. My God, it's flying. All right, you're getting some downside there. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone panic. All right, let's try to find the numbers here. Sell it all. I'm going to pull up the numbers real quick. I don't have a... So we got some downside, but it's... As of right now, let's see how the continuation is. Yeah, pretty deep. It's still moving. All right, I'm trying to find the numbers for you guys. I don't have any fancy Bloomberg terminal, so I'm going to have to wait until I get it, until it comes through for me. Let me know if you guys have it. I don't have, Bloomberg, guys, so I don't have the first drop. I need to wait until I get it on my own side. I don't have it right now. Sorry. So I'm just going to wait till I see it come through. But we can clearly see, we getting a first reaction. That's our first reaction right now to the downside. Okay, got it on CNBC at least. So inflation rises 7.5 over the past year, even more than expected. So it was supposed to increase 7.2, it increased 7.5. 7.2, 7.5. So a slight increase on inflation. You're getting that initial reaction. So the reason you're getting your initial reaction is because it's just higher than expected, right? That's your initial reaction, higher than expected. So let me go to the live news. Is it coming through here? Yeah, the SPY live news seems to always have the correct. Here it is. So, all right. So month over month. All right. So here's the big one. Okay. So month over month was 6% for January versus 5.9. So yes, definitely higher than expected and higher than the previous estimate. Year over year was 7.5 versus 7.3. Prior estimate was 7%. And then month over month, okay, that was the core CPI was 6.6 versus 5.9. And then you have CPI month over month 6.6 versus 0.5. So everything is slightly higher than expected. That's why you're getting the downside. Everything is just slightly higher. It's slightly higher than expected. It looks like Fed swaps show a full percentage point of hikes by July. So I'm assuming we're going to get some interest rate hike expectations or predictions today. So you got some predictions saying a percentage point by July. Now, I want to give everyone that likes to freak out when they look at, like, I know a lot of you guys look at the chart like this. This is how most people look at charts. And they see like this candle and they're like, oh my God. They start freaking out. I just want to quickly give you a zoomed out look at this. And I want everyone to relax for a second. I know it doesn't look good right now. But let's see where this continues. I mean, if this starts to drop through all of these levels, then yeah, I would be a little bit concerned, right? If we start seeing this, I mean, that's nasty. But let's take a second. And let's take a second and zoom out, guys, because I know a lot of people like to get tunnel vision on the charts. I know it's ugly right now, and higher inflation is not good for the market. So this definitely could cause some downside. If we start breaking through key levels, then we definitely need to see, if we start breaking through 45 on the ES, then yes, I think that would cause downside. If we start to break through, yeah, this is big on the Nasdaq. If we break through this 14,820, that's going to be nasty. If we break through this 14,820, that's going to be nasty. So 14,820, we want to see that hold. If that does not hold here because of CPI, it's going to be some downside today. So we get ready to play some downside. If you start to see this 14,820 breakdown, that would be a very interesting breakdown. If you get below 14,820, 14,800. So watch out for that. Watch out for that. on the Nasdaq. And then on the ES is outperforming quite well versus the Nasdaq because inflation is going to affect those tech stocks more than anything. You can see 4,500 on the ES. Those are the levels to watch. And then on the Dow, I don't know, man. The Dow is like not really doing. I mean, I'm not really that. The Dow looks like it probably will be pretty resilient to this, at least the most resilient than the rest. You guys can see. Look at the Dow. The Dow is barely taking a hit here, a little bit, obviously, with the rest of the market. But the big one here is the Nasdaq right now, down 1.3%. That is interesting. Let's see, guys. Let's see what happens here. This is a big level right here, 14,820. We might drop through it right now. Resistance, 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 resistance. Does it turn to support, or is this where we get a flush? That is what I would be watching for, guys. If we break through that, you're probably, there's not much support in this area. So you're probably going to get a little bit of a push to the downside. So this is a big level. You can see it's fighting right now. It's really fighting it right now. Look at how it's fighting this level. I'm not saying it's going to hold up, but I'm just saying look at the reaction to this level. Look at the reaction to that level. So that's going to be interesting right there on the Nasdaq, 14,820. That's huge. The Dow, ES, Nasdaq. Yeah. We'll see, guys. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to spend the rest of the live stream just watching this, but just know inflation came in higher than expected. You're getting initial reaction to the downside. Watch your key levels. Watch your key levels today. So on the Nasdaq, I would say 14,820 is a very, very key level. You can see it's already showing up a fight. If it does drop below that, then I would say that's a pretty easy downside move. Pretty easy downside move. What else? I'm trying to think. So I think if everyone's looking for the next market crash, if that's really what you're trying to spot here, here's where I think you get your panic, like your real panic. If you were to push below this level, this 14.4, and retest the lows back from early January or late January, that's where the real panic sets in. Right here. The real panic sets in if you were to get a drop below these lows. Below 13,926. So that's about 1,000 points lower. I don't think that's going to happen today. But if you see this slippage down to these lows, that's where the real panic comes in. That's where you could say this was a little bit of a fake bounce and we're going down, because if that goes here, that's going to be a little bit dangerous down there. But for now, it looks like the market's trying to hold up this 14,820 level, which I'm sort of surprised by, to be honest. I'm sort of surprised by, to be honest. You guys can see right here. It's a nice pullback. Does it hold this 820? I'm actually very surprised to see this holding. I don't want to say it gives me confidence, but it's definitely showing me something. I mean, could this thing go right back higher? God, could you imagine? I wouldn't be surprised in this market, man. I just wouldn't. If I see this, before market open, if this goes right back higher, I would not be surprised at all. So yeah, it's not a big drop. Everyone likes to panic. See, this is how people look at charts, right? Even like people that I trade with on a daily basis, they look at charts like this. This is their chart, and they're like, "Oh God, everything just tanked." And it's like, okay, let me go to the 4-hour chart for a second. Did everything just tank? Not really. Not really. It's downside. I'm not going to ignore that, but it's not a tank. So let's see what happens, guys. Let's just focus on our key levels. That's what you want to focus on. You don't want to focus on the all this worriness and all the fear. Focus on the key levels. If it doesn't hold the key levels, then you know it's coming down. If it does hold the key levels, then you can try to play it. That's all you need to focus on. If you have your key levels, then you know what's happening. Right now, I know that it's holding a key level. If it breaks below that level, I'm going to be looking for downside. It's very easy. If it breaks below this 14,820, then boom, we're playing the downside. If it holds it, then, who knows what happens here. Let's see. So that's how you play this. Got to stay calm, got to stay relaxed. You can't just buy puts today because, see, inflation's high. I think the market's going to tank. You don't buy it off that basis. You would buy puts because we're breaking down below previous support, and you're starting to get that accelerated selling. All right. So let's see what happens there, guys. I mean, we definitely could still drop below that level. You guys can see we're definitely going to come back and test it. So it's going to be interesting. We absolutely, my long-term positions are beaten up bad. Yeah, mine aren't doing too well either, but what are you going to do? That's why you invest in long-term stocks with money you can afford to trade or afford to lose. All right. Affirm. We'll jump back into the ES, Nasdaq, get an update on it before end of day. But Affirm. So Affirm, I mean, this is a good looking chart as of right now. Now, of course, we'll see what happens. Is it moving higher off of? Okay, no. I mean, it dropped like a couple bucks, nothing crazy. But Affirm it has earnings coming up, guys. This is a very interesting chart in my opinion. We are holding perfectly at this 46.50, previous all-time low. Look at that hold. Look at that hold on Affirm. If you guys could take a second while you're here, press the like button. That would be fantastic. This is the crazy amount of people in this live chat. I've never had anywhere near the amount of people in a chat that we have right now. So thank you guys. I mean, I hope you are enjoying it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixed opinions now that we have a lot of new members. I'll take a screenshot though. Usually we don't have all these new people. So if you guys are new here, I'm someone that does not panic about market reactions. I am not someone that panics over downside. I'm not someone that panics over anything. I position myself in the market to be comfortable with any type of direction. I have no more risk than I am willing to take in the market. If I see downside, I am okay with it. If you position yourself in a position in the stock market that you can accept downside and you can accept the risk that is coming, then there is no reason to panic. If you come here, I don't panic. I'm not scared of downside. Every stock I own, every option I own is completely covered by plenty of cash. It's not something that I'm worried about, and that's how I play in the stock market. I'm not a big shooter. I'm not someone that has millions of dollars. I'm someone that tries to make consistent income in the market with low risk management, and I keep it very relaxed. So if you're here for pandemonium and panic and hype, you're in the wrong place. That's not who I am. So I'm very chill, and that's not what I do. So just want to give you a heads up. There's a lot of new people here. You've probably never been to my channel. That's who I am. And if you're here, we go very deep into analysis, mostly technicals. So if you don't like technical analysis, not the place for you. And if you panic over 1% downside, not the place for you. So let's go ahead and continue with our analysis here. Affirm, $50 area, $46 area. I like that level a lot. So very nice level. Now, why do I like this breakout yesterday so much? You guys can see the 5-minute chart. Look at where we broke above on this hourly. And see that these are the people I don't like S&C Music. We told you CPI was going to bring the market down, and you said that CPI doesn't matter to the market. See, that's the people that it's just funny, man. What I said was CPI doesn't matter if it matches the expectations. That's what I said. I said that. I can vividly remember that. If CPI matches the expected inflation numbers, then I don't think it affects the market. But what did we see? We got higher inflation numbers than expected. So why does the market fall? As I said, if something comes out that's unexpected, the market will react to it. If the market came out and the CPI numbers were exactly what was expected, the market wouldn't have reacted to the downside. So if you come here and you try to tell me what you said and that I was wrong about, yeah, I really don't want you to be here. It's just a toxic thing it's a toxic thing in the stock market. It's a toxic trait for other traders, and I hate it about the trading community, to come back and tell someone what they should have done or what you were right about. Just really dumb. But anyways, so affirm 68, resistance, resistance, resistance. And we can see we got that push higher off of 68. So we got that breakout right there. Very nice 68. I like to respond to it because I want people to change. I don't want that to be, I don't want that to be what my channel's about. That's I don't want people coming to my channel about that. I don't like that. It doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me. I'm just being real, guys. I'm just a real person here. So 68, nice push, 68, nice resistance. If we come back and we come back to this 68, I would be very interested in this. I would be very, very interested in this off this 68. Thanks, Hamza. Thank you, sir. Trade with Hamza. Check out his channel. Trade with Hamza. He's new, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Thank you, Hamza. Appreciate you, man. So nice push on a firm. I'm looking for that 68 retest. I'm looking at this 68 retest. That would be really, really nice. That would be really, really nice. So watching that 68 on a firm, that would be a good hold. Facebook finally got a bounce, guys. Facebook finally got its bounce, and it was off the back of some Kevin O'Leary talk on CNBC, which is pretty funny. But we'll see if it actually holds. So you broke through some pretty important levels. You can see right in here. You got through this high here, which was nice. You got through this high as well. And you are sort of rejecting this high right here. So you have some important levels on Facebook that tried to break through, but it looks like you're sort of breaking down on CPI. So you can see you got through this level here, this high around 225. You got through the high around 228. And you're sort of rejecting the high around 231, 232. Facebook, it's tough here because you don't quite know if the continuation there, especially not after the CPI. I wouldn't be too confident after seeing what's going on with over the Nasdaq. That looks a little bit nasty right now. So I'm not really that sure that you're going to want to look for more upside here on Facebook. But you can finally see it got some buyers. But this chart still looks really bad for me, guys. I don't know if I would be a buyer of shares or leaps right now. I would want to see maybe a little bit more continuation. At least give me something more. Maybe a push over, let's say like this 245 to engulf all of this price action. I think you just hold off on this one and wait for it to show you a little bit more opportunity, because right now it's just sort of stuck down here. It's so hard to scale this chart because of how much downside there is. But yeah, I would want to see like all of this engulf. If you start to see like a break actually above these levels and sort of a retest hold, maybe then I would look for upside. But right now, you did get your bounce yesterday. You got a little bit upside, but I don't know, guys. It's still very far down, very beat down. There's probably going to be a lot of sellers that stack up if this does push higher. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of sellers that start to sell back into it. All right, so that's Facebook. Snow is a good watch. And everything's sort of getting beat down this morning off of CPI, of course. Chest to the sun, yeah, let's go. But I do like this 4-hour chart on Snow, and I'll show you guys why. If I can zoom in here, all right there. So Snow has a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour chart. Nice bottoming formation. Got through this 290 area. This 311 area looks tough. If I go to the weekly chart, you guys can see this is where Snow held, right? Snow held right back to that 240. You can see previous support turned into support again. You can see that pullback, and you held right there at that previous level around 241. Now, it looks like this 311 area is going to be really tough. If I go to the 4-hour, it looks like this level is going to be really, really tough. So would I be playing snow now? Probably not. I would probably want to wait till you see a little bit of a break over this 311. But this is a very important level to watch. This 311 area, 310, previous support, resistance, resistance, resistance. That is very obvious resistance right there. So I would want to see a push above this level, a retest, and then I would look to play this. So snow is definitely one I'm interested in, but I want to wait to see this actually start to push higher, or over 311. All right, what other charts did I want to show you guys? We'll go into the, let's go ahead and take a look at the Nasdaq real quick. So where are we at? We're right sort of at that 800, 812. It's not going to be like an exact dollar amount, but it's going to sort of be this zone, I would assume. Sort of like anywhere between probably 14.8 and 14.820. That's probably where I would be watching. If you do break those previous highs, do not turn them into support, then I would probably, look for that downside. If you get that rejection today, let's say you come into today pre-market and you see something like this. Let's say you see, let's say 14.8's right here. That's right where we bounce, 14.8. If we open pre-market, if we open market open and you see this, and you see a lower low form, something like this on the Nasdaq, then I would be looking for that downside, right? If you get a break under 14.8, a retest of 14.8, turn 14.8 support into resistance, then I would look for that downside. So that is what I would watch for today. See if you get that downside under 14.8, 14.820. A little bit of a range here between these two levels. So watch that area on Nasdaq. The ES doing the same thing. The YM doing the same thing. So a little bit of downside this morning, guys, off of CPI. We got to zoom out. Got to focus on the levels. Let's see what happens today. It should be very interesting. So we have some names that the members want to look at today before we wrap this up. Shopify, Unity Software, CRM, and SE. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, let me look at the banks. What are the banks doing right now? Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't look at this. So XLF, guys, before we get into that, let's focus on the XLF. Let's focus on the XLF today. See what happens there. Here's the XLF this morning. You're getting a little bit of a push higher. So JP Morgan, nice push higher. Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, right? Bank of America. Bank of America is down. Oh, that's Boeing, sorry. That's Bank of America. Bank of America, all pushing higher this morning, right? So banks are pushing higher. Bonds, yep. So definitely watch out for that movement today. You're getting that push higher because of the interest rates that are potentially coming, right? So see if there's any opportunity there on those bank stocks. Wells Fargo pushing through highs right now. Los Franklin, lunch money. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel as always. I very much appreciate it. So banks, watch those today, and then let's get into some of these other charts, guys. Shopify's up first. Shopify is up first. So this is another stock that I definitely see opportunity on, but this market just isn't being kind to it right now, so I'm not really interested in putting risk on. But you guys can see Shopify is holding this 800 level pretty nicely. It's not really that structured of a level from the past, which I don't really like. I would have rather seen it hold, which it sort of did around this 880 area. This was a very structured area on the weekly chart. So if we hold this 880 level, which I think we are, we're testing again today, and we get over this channel, I'm very interested in this, but I don't know. It's a little bit risky for me. It's a little bit too rich for my risk aversion. It's very expensive, the option contracts. But if we do get over this channel, I really do believe that Shopify can have some upside. if you get one of these types of moves where you get a break over this channel high around the $1,000 a share. So I would watch, that $1,000 a share. I would watch this breakout above 1,000. That would be fantastic if you got that channel breakout. So watch that channel breakout above 1,000 is what I would be watching for sure. So Shopify, if you're watching that one, that's what I'd watch for. Unity Software. Yeah, I mean, I liked Unity a lot on this uptrend. It did break down, so that's a little concerning. You guys can see, actually, it turned that uptrend into resistance right here. This is sort of a perfect breakdown of uptrend and turn it into resistance. You guys see that? Right there, you break uptrend, turn the uptrend into resistance. That's very interesting. So you get that breakdown on Unity Software. I would like to probably see it try to reclaim this uptrend before getting into it, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I think that's the safe bet. If you are able to reclaim this, if you're able to reclaim this uptrend that was holding for almost 6 months to a year, that's probably where I'd want to see it. You can potentially try to play this here to the upside off of any type of sort of continuation on this little curl higher. But you just have to be careful a lot of this resistance up here, guys. You have a lot of resistance up here, in the 128s, up here, the 148s. So, I mean, there's definitely opportunity here, maybe to 128. Then I would look to see if it can reclaim that uptrend. That's what I would watch. One second, guys. All right. So watch that uptrend on Unity Software. CRM looks really good. CRM looks really good on the weekly, on the daily. I like it. I wish the market would be a little bit kinder to swing trades right now. So I'm not really sure that I like to. I'm not confident on swing trades right now. I'm not. I wish I was, but I'm just a little bit hesitant. What are we at? We're at 14,811. We're still sort of chilling, aren't we? So if I was very confident and if today was a strong day for the market, let's say CPI data looked good, came in lower than expected and the market was pushing higher, I would be all over this because I like this a lot. This is a weekly chart, guys. So each candle is a week of price action. That's a very big, level to watch on a weekly chart. Weekly chart holds right here at 216, and look at what it's doing again, right? If there was a little bit more strength in this market, I would be all over this swing trade. But now we need to be a little bit more cautious, right? Because of what just happened. So we need to take it into consideration. We can't ignore the fact that the market still has higher than expected inflation. We have to understand that, maybe it's right to just sit on your hands a little bit here, and make sure that we don't get sort of screwed by getting in too early. So I like CRM. Someone mentioned it to me today in the chat also. But we need to wait to see a little bit more here. I think we just need to wait to see a little bit more confirmation on the market as well as on CRM. But that is a very good watch, in my opinion. All right. Daily chart on SE. This stock, this is a tough one, guys, because SE is, it's one of those names that just ran up a lot, during the whole risk on environment where people just got a little bit out of hand. So you got a huge move here on SE. You guys can see we went from 40 to 327. That's a 900% increase in a year. Or 2 years. When I see a stock increase 900% in 2 years, it gives me a lot of worries about the opportunity for it to come back, guys, because there are so many people that are going to sell into this move. There are so many people that have shares, let's say, anywhere from like 180 to, let's say, 360. There's so many people stuck here, bag holding this stock. Or there are people that are down here and they say, once they see a bounce, they say, hey, I probably should take some profits on my shares because, this thing just tanked. I got a little bit of a bounce for myself. Maybe this is a good time to go ahead and to lock some profits in. So there is a lot of, back and forth when a stock has to come back like this. I believe this move is going to get sold into. That's why I probably wouldn't touch it. I just don't see how a stock will run right back up to the highs after being up 1,000% in 2 years. That's just wild. There's a lot of people that want to probably get out of this. So just watch. I would just watch the 200 area. If you really are watching this in the short term, watch the 200 area. Make sure that does not reject. If that rejects, then that's a really nasty area at 200. Right here, guys, right? So previous support, that will probably turn into resistance. So watch that. 203, 200 on SE. Looks tough. It's really not a stock that I think a lot of people are going to flood into in this market. So just be a little bit careful. What's the Nasdaq doing? Yeah, we're below 14.8, guys. So this might be, this might be a little bit nasty today. If we're going to get this 14.8 flush. What's going on with my... Look at this. Thinkorswim sometimes lags so much, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my computer. I don't know if it's, I think I need to like clear the memory. But yeah, it lags. But yeah, guys, so to wrap up this stream, I wish I could go longer because I have so many of you guys. Thank you guys for being here. This is crazy. But to wrap up the stream, you got some very key levels today to watch. CPI data was higher than expected. You're getting below a very key support level, guys. So this could get a little bit nasty here. If we do continue under this 14.8 today, I would definitely probably look for downside. If the ES breaks below 45.15, I would look for downside. That's that level right there. But I think the big level right now, guys, is 14.8. The fact that we're coming down below it is a little bit concerning today. It's a little bit concerning today, I must say. So watch out, guys. 14.8 breakdown. If you don't retest, if you do get the retest, I would look for that rejection. If you get the retest, look for the rejection. If you don't ever get the retest and this thing just slips, I mean, you're just back within a really nasty range. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on that area below 14.8. If you continue to slip, I would definitely watch out for that. So thank you guys for being here. If you guys enjoyed it, press the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, I have merchandise if you guys want to check it out, and really awesome desk mats that are for sale right now. You can check them out at options-insider.com/merch. It's up on your screen. Thank you guys. I'm sorry about getting a little spicy at times. It's just it's my nature. I don't like when people talk. I don't like when people say things that, are trying to, bring someone else down. It's something that's, it's really engraved in me. So, it's just, I apologize if I upset anyone or if I just sort of made anyone upset. So I take it back. I'm sorry. It's not what I mean to do. I just like to see everyone, collaborate and really help each other in this market, because guys, if we're not helping each other in this market, it's a very difficult thing to be successful at. We need everyone to come together and help each other. That's what I'm here for, and that's what I hope that everyone else will do to help each other out. I think that's important. So thank you guys. Press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will hopefully see all of you guys tomorrow, but I doubt it. But if you guys all want to come back, I do this every day from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.